Okay, so today we are going to play green white Maverick with a red splash. Um, and we made some changes from some of the last Sheltered by Ghosts lists that I've been playing. I'm a little nervous because I am only down to 12 one-drop creatures, so I'm kind of putting my thing to the test here. So 4 Zenith, 4 Noble, 4 Sentinel. That's 12 potential one-drop creatures, which I think is still pretty high. Plus the Once Upon a Time does increase that likelihood. Um, I'm playing the Scythe Cat, which I haven't played in conjunction with Sheltered. I think Lifelink and Trample can be very good in this format in the fair matchups. Um, in addition, Cat with Sentinel seems really cool. I wanted to fit Mother of Runes in here, and I'm sorry for the potential YouTube here. I just got mustard. Yo, get this EI star. Uh, yeah, Armadillo cloak. Yeah, pretty much. Gosh, that scared the fuck out of me. Anyway, so we have the Collect Roof in here. We have the four Thalias. The red splash is giving me access to Moloch. I took out basic plains for plateau, and I took out second basic forest for the taiga. And I switched my verdants to wooded foothills in order to let me grab the plateau. A necessary thing. Um. Okay, so the sideboard here is not as wide as many other players like. Pretty much you have your four endurances and your four ley lines, which is like, you know, don't die to oops. Um, no endurances in the main deck, by the way. So yeah. No surveil land. Um, I like it, but I've been going without it the past few. I do think I could probably fit it over like a sheltered or something like that, or maybe the fourth cat. But I've been trying it without and just trying to keep the lands as lean as possible. And I'm not a believer in, say, taking out one of the savannas because you can't turn one, um, you know, surveil land creature. It's tempo negative. So I think you would take out a spell for it if you were to add it, possibly a wasteland, but I don't think I would want to do that. So very lean deck, very like you want to get to your two drops, you want to get your knights out, and you want to disrupt them with Sentinel and Thalia and hopefully kill them pretty quickly while you have that going. Third Force of Vigor. I tried an Aether mutation, and it there were some. I would say Painter is probably one of those matchups where like the 3/1/1s on a disenchant or 2/1/1s on a disenchant like might actually like be pretty good. And I just still think Force of Vigor is just in nearly every setting is probably going to be better where you are sideboarding it in. Like, I guess, like hitting an opponent's Sylvan Library, and that's like the only enchantment in their deck. I'd rather have, like, I'd rather not 2-for-1 myself to kill that. But at the same time, it's like, you're not going to bring in Aether Mutation against that deck. So, it was a cool experiment. 3 Rebs, I usually run 4. Uh, yeah, and the Teague. I think it's free and it's also like the chance to hit two things, you know? It's just so hard to compete with Force of Vigor. But it was cool trying. I'm glad I tried it. Um yeah, the biggest issue I think with this deck that I'm having like mentally is one, the number of lands to get bullshit with Knight is just Wasteland. There's no Maze of Ith, there's no Bog. This is something other Maverick players do like, but I like having like sagas and shit like that. Um Esper Sentinel has been very good to me, but this might be the day that I get Bowmastered and I fucking hate this card or something, you know? Um Yo Mangork. Uh no, still haven't I haven't played in about a week. And probably a little over a week. And I was just saying I wanted to keep the turn 1 green mana up to I think 15 or 14, whatever this is. It's going to be 14. I didn't want to go below that number with Once Upon a Time. You probably could get away with 13 with Once Upon a Time, but I wanted to stay at 14. Um, I was saying earlier, I think you would probably trim a Sheltered or a Thalia or a Cat or something. I think you trim a spell or possibly a Wasteland. Voice of Resurgence, I think, is a nice card. The thing about this list here is everything is a 4 of or a 1 of, unless your name is Once Upon a Time. Or, yeah, everything is a 4 of or a 1 of, except Once Upon a Time. And I guess, like, some of the Cyborg cards, like the Rebs and the Force of Vigors, they're 3 ofs. And this is kind of the way that I've tend to like building my decks that are like just like play the best cards and play lots of copies of them. Voice of Resurgence, I think there are probably moments where you would opt to get it if it were in your deck, but I think the cat might just more often be better. Perhaps Delver would be one of those exceptions, or Tempo, whatever you want to call it, where like the punishment of playing spells on your turn, it's almost like shutting down Force of Will and Daze because you're punishing them with Voice of Resurgence. But I think I'm just gonna stay as streamlined as possible here. The the token, yeah, and I also think it's just like so many things in Legacy. There are these one ofs that you could play that are very situationally good, and you can only pick so many. So I'm opting for Mawlock. I'm opting for Disenchant. I'm opting for Keen-Eyed Curator, and I'm opting for Collector Oof. Other cards that you could play would be like Scavenging Ooze, Elvish Reclaimer, Sylvan Safekeeper, Gaddock Teague in the main deck, Endurance, Reanimate Excavator, Questing Beast. That's kind of like the uh the things that whatever card you mention are competing with. Um yeah. So um trying this extremely streamlined deck, and we'll see how it goes. I tend to build this way, for better or for worse. We'll get some music here. Hey, hey, my. I don't know if that's the right vibe right now, actually. Then against Neil Young. we'll just run with it. Fine. Like, it's weird. Like, nighttime mind, I think, is different than daytime mind. You know? Nighttime mind, I think it's a little more creative, a little more easygoing. Daytime mind, I'd say, is much more analytical and that kind of thing. Yeah, like I think it's a card that's worth trying, you know. Um, but I'd say these leagues are free for me. I pay nothing to do the leagues. The expense right now for me is time. I've been playing about once or twice a week at this rate. I've been taking certain things more seriously in my life. Like I'd always been going to the gym, but I'm actually like taking these classes from like 5:30 to 6:30 and then 6:30 to 7:30 and pushing myself and liking the community aspect of it. I still love Magic the Gathering, but by the time I get home, from a 7:30 class, maybe it's close to 8, eat something, get a shower, it's almost 9, and it's like a weekday, so it's pretty hard to justify getting online then. So it's probably mostly going to be weekends for me for this period of time in my life. Yeah, that's a good question. I think I should mull this. It's close though. I'm gonna try it. I've been what's the word? I've been through most of my life always feeling like, I'm a little heavier than I want to be. Except for the few years where I was a wrestler in high school and college. And even then, weight was a very big thing. So, I recently got up to about 200 pounds, which is not bad for somebody my size. I'm like 5'11", but it's not where I wanted to be. I didn't love the way I felt and looked. I think that meant time for a change. I think we play this and we get Thalia. There are no double greens in my deck, so Plateau might be the safest card here. Yeah, I think I had that as well. Days, of course. I don't think I was extremely unhealthy, but I did have, I want to say, maybe self-esteem issues, from that. I think we play into the days again, just for the opportunity here. It's another weird thing about Scythe Cat. It's a good card, but there is some awkwardness with playing around days. But yeah, I'm down. I was 208. Well, actually, I was a little over 200, like 201, right at the new year, and I'd been taking things more seriously at the gym. I always went to the gym, but I'd been pushing myself harder at the gym, and I am now about 186, and this is like first thing in the morning, weigh yourself kind of thing, like bright and early. That's what I weigh. weight is not necessarily a definer of good health, but they pitch brainstorm. But I do feel a little better at that weight. Let's do. Cool. I think I sequenced a little weird there, but I don't know. I didn't want to overthink it. Yeah, I think that's another thing about life, Mangork, you know? There's time periods in your life where you can get away with that. Why did this not get a token? What am I missing about that? Did I fuck something up? What's why is this not buffed? Doubles instead of adding. Stupid. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's bad playing, huh? Fortunately, it's not consequential here. It would have been the difference between one life. But not too happy about that. I'm glad that I made that mistake right now. I think I would have played, I think I would have sequenced differently. To do this. Can't let them untap with that. Yeah. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't think they read Ward. Yeah, they didn't read Ward, so it's going to be a pretty big punish here. And this card would really suck if it didn't have Ward, that's for sure. But yeah, I think they just threw the game. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your dead brother that passed away. Gotta do it like this. Play around the days. I have Plow. There's Bird. Um, okay. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Cool. I was so close to wastelanding them. I'm glad I counted. Definitely these. Saga makes me want to consider the Force of Vigors. I don't. Huh. I think if Thalia's risky. It's tough because it's good against them. Part of me's thinking I could trim some mana dorks here. Part of me's also thinking about getting rid of the cat. Gosh, what the fuck? Like, this is pretty tough. Kind of mixed about the Force of Vigor. Just try this. I guess so. The Daze is going to be more powerful against me. Okay, I will mulligan this one lander, though. I love this song. And I'm gonna miss everybody. Man, I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. Gosh. I'm gonna go attacks. I don't know if this is right. Okay. Cool. Best draws Wasteland. Night. Oh. There are pros and cons here, but I think we are committed to the Thalia. And I think we ought to get Taiga. And they force a will it. They do not. Would have drawn a card. If I draw a Wasteland this turn, I'm in pretty good shape, I think. If they just slam Nadu here, that's good for me. Hey, Pasta, good to see you. There's a 3-mana Brainstorm. Unless they want to let me draw. Doing well. Aeroblast. Land. Ooh, okay. Oh boy. This is tough, huh? There is a very high likelihood they have a Nadu. I think we attack and keep the blast up. I don't feel very confident here, gang, but I think it. Yeah. It's so tempting to just play the noble here and pass, but I think this is the move. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a week since the paper thing. I'm happier here though. Maybe I'll try Grixis next if that's the deck that you're thinking about playing. So this looks like I'm going to be rewarded for my choice. Will I still lose anyway? I will counter the blue spell. Okay. Better lucky than good, as they say. Waste would be good. Wow, damn. Yeah, me too. I have to make a very tough choice here. I think it's noble. I think leave up plow is not very good. If they slam Nadu here and go off, then it might only be draw 2. Especially with the white land up. They have a nomad. Shit. Alright, well, we lose now. This deck's stupid. I hate it. Gonna be draw a million. Alright. Pretty big punish. The This is a 3-mana removal spell. Oops. That was a fuck up by them. I don't know why they let that happen. They could have just netted some cards. I love mustard. Okay. I am not going to scoop. I do think I'm dead, but I'm not going to scoop. There's the Dread Return. There's the Thassa. We are dead. Yeah. There's a Tef. This could be standard for all I know, but it is good for me to see it. There's Tamios, which I think are good. I'd have to have exactly like surgical or endurance here. Oh, die. Okay. Thinking about the Force of Vigor. I feel crazy for saying this. I don't think I want the Cub in this matchup. But I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to run it back, I guess. I don't know. That felt awkward. Okay, this is good. I'm going to lead Esper Sentinel again. Probably. Yeah, Moloch's pretty good because if they go turn 2 or turn 1 Nomad, you can remove it. Sometimes they like to jam the combo out. It is sorcery speed removal, though. And so is Sheltered. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, playing something very similar to what Lorcac was playing. But I'm being an Esper Sentinel player and a red player. I will regret if I draw a knight. 5 big boobs. They did throw game 1, which was nice. Draw. Okay. I think I am going to Sheltered that. Or maybe I should just play the Thalia? I think we Sheltered. Am I getting a Plateau or a Taiga or a Savannah? The question. I think with this hand, double white is likely going to be more relevant. We could die next turn if we don't do this. So we are going to do this. I think it's Wasteland and then Thalia here. Because then they can't Dread Return. That's the game plan here. Okay. So they can get some Narcomoebas here. But they cannot Dread Return unless they have something like a Simian Spirit Guide. Maybe they won't notice. I think this is a classic case that they forgot Thalia. Yeah, I think so. Sometimes I don't know something I think I know. What do those stupid white cards do? Not reading it. Who cares? Oh, yeah. When your opponent doesn't read Thalia, Thalia's really good. Who do you think you are? I am. Oh boy, I have made that type of misplay. I'm not knocking the opponent. Boy, have I made mistakes. But that feels good. That feels good. Pretty good. Leading. That is the most nutty soundbite ever. Yeah, I don't know if leading Sentinel is right because I was choked on mana that whole game. So I think if you have a very land heavy hand, leading with the Sentinel is probably better than Arbor. But I do feel like I got punished there, kind of choking to my own Thalia attacks. You know, Thalia. Thalia. I think that's also another moment where like the coldness of MTGO, where your opponent can't see your face and read your body language, and you don't accidentally say something like, you know, yeah, this Thalia attack sure is sweet. You know, they just have like the cold hard exterior of the MTGO user interface. You know, I think your opponent's more likely to make that mistake, you know? Sometimes you have a tell. So I had a friend who was a lawyer, and he just always had the same upset expression the whole time. I could never read that dude, I swear. I think he played Cloud Post and he like kind of hated the fact that I was playing like Night of the Reliquary. He wasn't like mean about it, but like I think deep down he's like, oh, I fucking hate this stupid Night of the Reliquary deck. And I would just be like so psyched out by like, okay, do I attack or do I wasteland? Your life total is, if I swing with Knight, you die. But if you have, you know, I don't know, some interaction, I lose. You know, you flash in a blocker or something. Like agonize over those choices, and he was giving me nothing. You looked at him, it was just a stone, you know. Any human read that you go for instinctually or intentionally, you are not getting from him. Good start though. One of the top decks, getting a win on that. Um, there it is. Oh, sorry, quest. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Underground Sea. Did we lose already? When you play Wasteland, I don't really think you can often fetch first, once upon a time second. Um, all right, I'm going for it. I don't know. Yeah, we lose. Oh man, this deck is whack. There's almost no doubt in my mind that they have A and B though. There's Atraxa. 10 days? Oh, okay. Just not even caring. If they don't have it, then I could win this game, but they have it, so I lose this game. Neat. I remember when there was hope. Um, Probably better to scoop, huh? Like I know what they're doing. They probably have a rough idea of what I am doing. Um, Maybe I can wait a turn or two here, but like whatever I do is getting Bowmaster. It's gonna fucking suck. They're gonna get a Wasteland, a Force of Will, a Thoughtseize, and one of these two yeah, it's just fucking hopeless here. Alright, whatever. Yeah, imagine decisions mattering. Hey, welcome to jail. I feel like I should just scoop here. I mean, can I really come back from this? I feel like I'm just going to... They took Polluted Delta. All right, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Hopefully they force a will that. No. Um, I think it is better to go for noble and then sheltered. And then they force a will that. Oh no, we just die when they force a will because night would be too late. Okay. I had to go night first. I still lost that game for sure, but yeah. Okay. That deck is pretty whack. No oof. I don't think I want the Scythe Cat here. Destroy enchantments is probably not reliable enough. Moloch has some game, but I don't think it's worth it. It's going to be hard to kill them. All right, try that. I don't love this, but it's the first time I'm actually facing this deck with this deck. Not too happy about having Leyline against this deck. I think it's good, but I don't think you can just mull to it. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Next turn. Could be Waste Thalia. Could be they play a basic and I go Sentinel Thalia or Thalia Sentinel in that order probably. Looks like Waste Thalia to me. Oh, song request. That nerd song. Definitely am regretting getting the Sentinel over the land right now. They pitched up Ponder. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Do I have two nobles? 1, 2. Yeah, I do have the backup bird here, so we'll get it. Oh, don't mind this non-game. Probably need to force that. Yeah. Cool. Do I feel any differently here? Maybe Once Upon a Time's not great in this sideboard config. So we play the dorks. And it's tough. Heat's okay. It's just that I think it hurts me as much as it hurts them. Because I'm running 4 Zenith and they're running 4 Force. I think Knight would probably be better. The other option is like on the draw, taking out something and trying to go more in on the Scythe Cat. Tough call. I could see cutting the Thalias and going up on the maybe we trim them. Run 1 Thalia. That. I don't know. Think this is tough. I'm gonna go with this. Sure. Tough call here. I think because it is early game, we go with the sheltered. If they daze it or something, we still draw a card. Taking 6 twice is probably fine. Yeah, red troll. Different art than maybe you're used to. Bowmaster would be 4 mana to deal with the ward here. Land Fatal Push would be annoying. Okay, I am going to draw a card here. I have to pay 2. Right, don't daze me, bro. Doesn't die to Bowmaster now. I am liking Sentinel with Cub. I know this is a small sample, but pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool. Drinking a Saratoga. Funny the way that meme's probably dead already. I'd say when Bowmaster. I think Bowmaster is the mortal enemy. Um, if they bolt it, then it's like a 2-mana bolt. Um, I also think I'm experimenting with leading with Sentinel over Dorks, and I just don't know. All right. Hopefully Thalia does it. Defense grid, Chromox. Right. Burning Wish. Very faithless looting. Okay. This is spicy, huh? Thalia. Card's name is Thalia. That's the name of the card. Yeah. This is feeling good. 3 mana though. That's a lot. They get to loot this turn. Discard Echo. Cool. Green Sun would be this. Boink. Boink. Right, they got a 5. Even Lion's Eye Diamond doesn't get them out of that. Thalia. 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 Yeah, maybe you're right about that. Was it good during those days? I think we're bringing in everything. Can I really just go no knight? Maybe no endurance? Just trying to think. Defense grid kind of shuts that down. Try that. Just wondering if... Boy. The option is, like, do I want Sheltered by Ghost or do I want Cat? I think. All right. Yeah, we'll keep that. Mode 5. It's awkward, but... Death just windswept, huh? Okay. Wear down. Okay, so that's gonna kill the ley line. We want Thalia. It's awkward. I don't know if it's Teague or Oof here. The fact that I have the Corsavigors, I think means oof. But I do not know. Yeah. Did discard the echo. Grape shot. Okay. Jeez. Now, Force of Vigor is not too good here. Got it. Holy shit. Pretty cool. Um, Definitely having Keen-Eyed Curator in the sideboard, that game would have been nice. I cited it out. I've not been studying those decks. It seems like kind of a awkward keep. They mulled to 5, and it seemed like they were just one Lion's Eye Diamond short. And that probably would have been GG if they would have hit. So a little bit of luck. So far pairings have been Breakfast, Reanimate, and Storm. What year is this? Yeah, that's a good question. Very unfair pairings. I think if I would have played like the Cringe Tokens deck as an example, I think it would have been Nadu would have been. I think all of them would have been tough. Especially that Storm deck. I think the other two I might have had a shot at, depending on some luck with Cabal Therapy and you know. But even then, I've been off the Saga Tech on the Cringe Tokens deck. I think that's Saga Tech's better against Reanimate. So I think I'd be forced into Leyline. The good thing about playing Leyline when you play Black Mana is you could actually cast it. But making it to turn 4 against decks that you want Leyline to, it's often, very often going to be too late. Knight has been okay. Cat in conjunction with Esper Sentinel's been good. I could see playing a deck that would break my heart, and that would be a deck with White of the Reliquary at 4 and Knight of the Reliquary at like 1 or 2, and Esper Sentinel with Cat. It probably would be pretty good. Oh, hey, thank you. What? Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it. Okay. It's going to be noble. I think we ramp. The trying to get lucky with Wasteland plan is not a bad plan, but I don't think that's what I want to do. I think might just die because of it though. This could be Bowmaster. Yeah, looks like we die now. There's Archon. Sure. Good night. They have force, they win. Uh, Sally Pride Mage. I like Exalted. I think Outland Liberator will typically outclass it due to ease of cost and higher upside. I think if you play something like Solitude in your deck, then I think it has it might be worth it. Gosh. And I don't really want a Wasteland. Just thinking if I play Sentinel Oof this turn, or if a 3/3 cat playing in 2 days. It's so awkward. You have a 3/3 cat playing in the days, or you put 3 toughness on the board. I think this is better. A non-factor here. Activated abilities of Esper Sentinel cannot be activated. Fucking bullshit, I hate that. But yeah, I think you would want a white card like Solitude to make that worth it. Best draw here is probably the Knight that I discarded. That doesn't feel great. E9 would be very good as well. They reanimate my Knight. Okay. Not that big of a deal. I should be able to deal with that. Cool. This bro. A little awkward here. I'm gonna go Taiga. I don't think I'm gonna get wasted twice. And now I will waste the underground P. No, I made their thing a 7/7, but or 6/6, but the Wasteland actually does something now with the Esper Sentinel. I think if they got a track, so they probably win this game. But yeah, not now. In order to not pay tax. Hey Johnny, what's up? To see ya. Okay. Yeah, how's it going? I've seen you streaming Modern lately. That's cool. Fetchland, what would that do? Well, that's pretty good. Um, five? I'm not gonna fight. Because this thing is 3. I also have the chance if they do something to draw with Esper Sentinel. They have a second Brazen, we die. I think we swing with everything. Is it? Sure. Alright. Second days, okay. So now if they attack with both and do nothing, okay, yeah, we just die. All right. Bummer. Last time did this, I boarded out these. Yeah. Try that. It's close. Fuck. I don't think they played the red splash. Them all. And this is worse, but I'm gonna keep it, I guess. Maybe the Pyroblast here, because I'm not gonna fetch red. First draw is Leyline. Best draw is tap to add. Yep. Tap to add, please. Oops. All right. And Wasteland? Yeah. Kind of just knew it. Damn it. The other hand I think might have been better, but it's hard to say. It was like a really awkward hand. This is going to be a Bowmaster. Yeah, we lose. Fuck. We're drawing ley line too. Here's Barrowglyph. Oh. I mean, I guess I could have gotten Basic Forest. I think that's the only agency I had in keeping this 6. Yeah. I'll take one more draw, I guess, if I draw like 3 lands in a row and they do nothing, but boy, is this looking bad. Here's Goyf. Murktide or something. Alright, Murktide. That shit, yeah. We're fucked. Even if we draw Taiga, we lose. Yeah. So they have Daze or Force of Will or something, so. Yeah, alright. That's plenty. Yeah. Tough. Tough. The 7, I think, was better than the 6. Dryad Arbor and no white land is kind of awkward. Yeah, I mean, Basic Forest was probably my only chance. If Oops is not getting played a lot, then I do think I will be happier getting rid of the ley lines. Hey, good to see you. The other type of one lander where it's wasteland. Let's leave with that. I had some high hopes this league. Who do you think you are? I am. Hand on hip, I dip, you dip, we dip. Your hand on my hip, I dip, you dip, we dip. There you go. Neat. The pyros and the forces. I did not. What? Hey. Thank you, Robot Twitch Lady. Yeah, such a good movie. Hey, Harry, thank you. Thank you for your continued support. I hope you're doing well. In the BCQS, no, I don't think so. I don't know what I would play if I had. I think the cringe tokens deck probably. I could just buy Sheltered by Ghosts. I don't know what Maverick deck I would want to play either. That's interesting. I'll trim one thalia here. Are you gonna be at any of them? If you ain't dipping, then you must be tripping. Oh, 10 a.m. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I've been wanting to try to kind of run my own like invitational in a way. Like small, like the prize is you get a trophy that says your biggest, diggest, or largest vaginas or whatever, you know, like I don't know, like whatever. Nothing real, you know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you get the idea. Like not like. All right, hold on. I'm talking about largest vaginas here. I should just make a fucking play here. God damn. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, like it's just like you win and then, you know, like you just kind of have like a fun event. And it's like maybe over the span of like several weeks, people just meet up and play and you stream it, you know, kind of legacy pit vibes. Just so hard to get all the nerds in one place, you know? That's the thing about nerds. You got to get them all in one place. I think with technology, maybe you don't, you know? Just log on the MTGO and be there at a certain time that someone tells you to be there and play, you know? You get like 150-minute match and then you go about the rest of your day and then another time a day that it works. You know, you just record it. Record your match and then somebody does commentary over it. They record their side of it. You just play whenever the hell you want to. It's the sort of thing I'm thinking of anyway. That's cringe stress, Daddy. You're right. Sorry to be so cringe all the time. One, two, three, four, five, six. I think the safest line is Thalia first. Okay. Then white, this. Put it on one of my bros. Take the 2 ring. Oh, wait, the song request. I don't want to miss it. Oh. Yeah. Like, I think, like, if I just said, like, all right, here's the deal. 8 people. Meet up with your opponent and just stream it. Just not stream it. Just record it. You have to do screen record on yours. They do screen record on theirs. Play it whenever the hell you want to. Just make sure you actually play it. Yeah. Exactly. Just show up. That's all I'm asking. Like at some point during the week, you and your opponent work that out, record it, and then like 90s MTG style, I will MC it later. You know? So if they cast Emrakul and attack with Emrakul, do we still die? Seven. Like a one ring will buy them a lot of time, that's for sure. I think if we get another turn, it's because they passed with the one ring, which is almost like not getting another turn, you know? Uh, Aeroblast is the first one I could think of. Are you on Oh, out of Bant Nadu, not against Bant Nadu. Um, hmm. I'm thinking. More copies of Tef. I like. I don't know if that's an option, but playing a slower game and negating their force of wills and removal so you could set up your combo. I like, especially if they're black. Oh, so Delver's red. Then yeah, you're definitely right. I was thinking black. Um is this Green Sun Zenith? Um Nadu? If so, I think it's a reasonable choice. Just need to make sure you would actually what's the word? Actually get it. You know, like think about the games where you truly would Green Sun Zenith for 3 and get that over Nadu. And if it's realistic, you know, you've played the game enough, then sure, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna want that Thalia, and I'm not gonna want these plows. And I am gonna want Teague. I think I might even want the cats. Yeah. If that's the case, um it might be decent. I think I want that. Thanks for the song request. It's Congeniality Day, huh? Or I think in the Mean Girls Day. I forget what day that happened to Mean Girls. The problem is it's not good against Delver, and I'm trying to find cards that would slot. It's both. Yeah, it's definitely not that great against both. Um, Pyro Carpet are probably the best two, and you can't really play Pyro with like one Taiga or one Volcanic or whatever would make sense in that. Um, Moloch, I like, but then you'd probably have to run like two Taigas or something like that, or one Volk, one Taiga, and then you could run Blast, and then it's like probably a very different deck. It's tough. October 3rd. Oh, okay. Pretty early in the school year. Best hit here is Dahlia. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Maybe Oof was better, but it's probably pretty close, huh? Could also just play Oops. Yeah. I know I like Oop on the deck a lot, but how well do you think you'd pilot it? Is it as easy as like I'm sure that there's going to be some games that are tough, or is it really just truly like you know the deck just plays itself? Okay, I think that's not as bad as I thought it would be because I think a lot of decks feel that way. Like I would say definitely not Delver, but I think several other decks probably have that feeling. Well, we're in big trouble. All right. Wasteland's probably the best top deck here, I think. I guess Mulligan choice. And, so, you know, it's probably like the big thing, I would assume, with Oops. And then after that, just understanding the matchups. But yeah, I'm with you. Ooh. It's got to be Collector Oof here. No, it's not the card that I want. I absolutely wanted to do other things here. I guess this is the move. I don't think we just take 9. Yeah. Yeah, the flip. Yeah, that's why Pride Mage is just not quite there. The flip is so important. For one. If Reanimate continues to be the dominant deck and not Oops All Spells, I don't love these ley lines. I think in this league, Esper Sentinel was better. I'm pretty certain. However, every single deck was a combo deck, right? Thank you. Jewel, 2 Reanimates, a Tendrils of Agony deck, and the closest thing to fair was Cephalid Breakfast. No other 3 or 4 ofs worth tutoring for. Trying to think of what you mean. I could say, yeah, I feel you on Questing Beast. I think since I am, I'll say, still becoming acquainted with some of these cards, you probably could get away with like 2 or 3 sheltered. Um, I'd say that I like Sheltered by Ghosts a lot. It might even be good enough to be a 4 of, to be honest. The Moloch, as an example, was kind of a last minute ad. Um, I'll say if I wanted to go full, the next version of this that I might do, let's just open up a copy of this. And I hate this, but I think it might be worth it. It would possibly be you add in White of the Reliquary, you run like 1 night. We'll say 2 for now. Get rid of this red splash. You cut a sheltered and maybe like a scythe cat, and then maybe your plateau and your taiga become bayou and scrub. That is another flex spot, Harry. I don't know is the answer. I always figured the One Ring is going to be around a lot, but that would probably just be like a little bit better studying. We would replace these with Wooded Foothills, so not Wooded Foothills, Verdant. But that is a good example. A little bit of Cradle Control at home, but what? I'm trying to remember the name of the player. But somebody is crushing it with a deck that's now no natural order, Scythe Cat, White, that kind of thing. I could see something like this. We'll just say 3 Thoughtseize for now, just to do it. Oops, I spelled C's wrong. There it is. Cool. Something like this, yeah. But yeah, I do wonder if something like this with like Sheltered by Ghosts isn't really worth it. Yeah, I love this song. This song always made me laugh. It's called Deborah, and it's about a girl that I think he meets at like a department store named Jenny. But Deborah is the name of Jenny's sister. It's just fucking nuts. It's kind of just reminds me of just being like a crazy high guy and writing like a love song as like a unaware, nutbag. I think at least the MTGO pairings, this deck performed better than I think that deck would have, because Thalia and Esper Sentinel were really good today. Also, on second thought, if you're playing white, you probably want a Talon Gate somewhere. So it's probably you probably need to get rid of Sheltered by Ghosts and run some other stuff. So I don't really love this. But something like this is kind of where I was thinking. Maybe you take out a Wasteland or 2, but once you start taking out a Wasteland or 2, then your Thalias get worse. So maybe not. I will say Knight at 3 mana is a lot of fucking mana. Yeah, maybe it's just MTGO meta or the time of day or luck, Harry. But the only Bowmaster I've been seeing is out of Reanimate, and in order for Bowmaster to kill your Esper Sentinel, they have to spend 4 mana. Now they could shoot something else and cantrip. No, sorry, Esper Sentinel. They don't. No, it's Sheltered by Ghost. I'm saying the wrong thing. Sheltered by Ghost is 4 mana to kill your Sheltered by Ghost thing. You're saying Esper Sentinel. Yeah. Is it's not that much different than a Mana Dork, I would say. And they can do that. It hasn't come up. I'd say Grixis Control would be more where I'd see that occurring. Where you have this turn where you're stacking the board and you overload the board to try to kill them. And then they like Bowmaster your Thalia instead of your Esper Sentinel. And then fuck your day up. 4-1. My only loss was to Reanimate. Malevolent Rumble. That is a cool card. I haven't tried it yet. I think if I run Malevolent Rumble, I'm going to want something like Punishing Fire, Uro, Life from the Loam. I think you want the secondary part of putting something in your graveyard. Maybe that makes sense. 4 drops on a Rumble deck. The pairings also, Carador, were were all combo decks. So I do think if I brought this to the LGS and went Esper Sentinel so good, and then just got paired against like mid-range Bowmaster decks, maybe I'd be pissed, you know. But I did get paired against 5 combo decks. So, Tassiger, cool. Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while. That was a card that I think, like, that's like the power level of Legacy that I want, you know? Like, Tassiger, you know? But yeah, the version of the deck that I played was this. I'll get that one out of frame. Red Splash was pretty good. Moloch did not come up due to pairings. Thalia was very, very good. Yes. But if you untap with it, like every single game that I played was like by turn 2 or 3 or maybe 4. Do you have your thing? You know, like most of the games came down to that. I think that's like one thing about Legacy that's pretty annoying. It's like Knight is very, very powerful, but like you have to get it into play and it's 3 fucking mana. And like the format is just so much like if you draw a go, you probably lose. You know? And I mean draw go without like plowing on their turn or something like that, or pyroing on their turn. Like if you end both your turn and their turn not tapping your mana, and your opponent is tapping their mana, you probably lose. I do like Seize. Exactly. Thoughtseize is the type of card that you kind of need to, like, yeah, every turn you pretty much want to be tapping out or close to. And I think it's been that way definitely since MH3. probably before that, but definitely since MH3, I've felt like if I fucking pass the turn, I'm losing. Yeah, a deck like this couldn't support Unmask, but it definitely could support Thoughtseize. Um, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, let's see if there's nerds on the internet that I can raid. I am up a little bit late for me. Hopefully I will play tomorrow or Sunday as well. I am seeing Legacy Paper. I think that's the direction I'm headed. Doesn't look like Waterfalls is on any longer. Yeah, I'm gonna raid my paper friend. Great seeing you, Andre. Harry, good luck. Carador, Esper Sentinel is really good, and so is Thalia. Bangor, appreciate you stopping by. Apcanol, I will not play Art Mutation for at least another year. 3/4 of Vigor might be too many. And Leyline of the Void, if you start seeing less Oopsal spells, might not be necessary. It's definitely worse against the Reanimate decks. Basket. Oh, bye, Mark. Yeah. Oh, I added a new one. I want to click it. I did add a new stupid one. Joe Byron's a good one. And I added one other one. Just the idea. And this one too. Oh. And this. Italian brain rot. Very fine brain rot. Okay. Reading Florida. Legacy Club. Bing bong. Alright. Yo, Echo shit. I'm on my way out, buddy. Good seeing you though. Late for me here. Run that shit back. 4-1 with Green White Maverick. Sheltered by Ghosts. Scythe Cat. Esper Sentinel over Mom for Thalia. Run that shit back. Yo, my girl would be so pissed. She's already gonna be pretending to sleep. Mad at me. Like acting like she's more tired than she was because I came up late. Oh man. I gotta stop talking shit. Sometimes she tunes in the chat. Great seeing everyone. Who do you think you are? I am.